It's the home to one of the most notable people in DeWitt County history, and we are at the C H Moore Homestead here in Clinton with Larry Buss, who's the executive director. Good to have you, Larry.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks for showing us around, because this has a fantastic history that's inseparable from the history of Clinton.
Oh, definitely. Without C H Moore, a lot of Clinton wouldn't be what it is today.
Yeah, but this place was actually built by the Bishop family.
Definitely. Mr. Moore's sister, Minerva, and her husband, John, built the original structure right after the Civil War, and then CH acquired it after their passing and added on this west wing that we're standing in now.
And this actually used to be a garden. We're in a library right now. But
this was a greenhouse, and when we read the obituary the first time, we thought they meant a greenhouse. Color. And we didn't put it together that it was a greenhouse, and so yeah, she was known for her flowers, Mrs. Bishop, but this is where he added on to the house.
Yeah, so we're in the library right now, and the library is important for several reasons, historically. So give us a little context and why that was important to C H Moore.
Well, he had over 7,000 books in his collection, so he needed a large library, and we have a two-story. The second edition was his private library. In fact, he had the first public library in Clinton. Now, when I say public, it was his public, people that he would have known, not just the general public. And they could come up here and use his books. In fact, they were used to start the first public library in Clinton after his death. His son, Vespasian Warner, gave the city the money to build the library, and the books, they were in circulation until the mid-1940s.
And so he had that public library, which you mentioned, and then if you look straight above his private library, he is actually right up here.
Yes, definitely. It's quite imposing. I call this the wow room because that's what people usually say when they come into this room. They look up and go, wow.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at that. That's pretty incredible. But that, again, that was the point, too, because if you had people in here, the books were not only because you enjoyed reading them, but they also were a status symbol.
Oh, definitely. The more books you had, and the more important books, first editions, he had several of those. And so it was important to have those in your collection.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the fact that they had all kinds of furniture in here and all had different functions. And we have the bookcase that's right here. This is one of the things that he used to maximize his space. And this is a contraption, so show us how it works.
Well, they're round, obviously, and they turn. So you don't have to walk around the bookcase to find your book. You can spin it. And the center section is very unique. It spins also. This can hold about 600 books just by itself.
No kidding. Geez, and you needed this to maximize your space because, again, you're still in a house.
Definitely.
And these books were investments, too. That's the other thing, right?
Many of the books that are in here were his, some of his law books. We have an art print book of Japan here. It was only one of 100, and they're hand-painted silk in here.
Oh, my goodness. Take a look at that.
It's over 100 years old. It's one of my favorite pieces in the house just because of its age, and there's only 100 of them.
Well, and Japan was being explored in a new way by the United States back at the time with C H Moore. So this was, I'm sure, very popular on multiple fronts.
It was, definitely.
Yeah, all right, let's talk a little bit about this desk, because this is also a unique object.
This is called a Wooten style desk. The reason we can't call it an original Wooten is because it's second generation. It was sold to a company in Cincinnati, the patent, but it's the same design. And William Wooten was a Quaker, made desk, and he also specialized in school desk, and then he branched into these business secretaries. And what's interesting, they're mechanical. When you open up the wings, the writing table slides in and out automatically, which was high tech for those days. Sure. So you could lock them up with one key, you could secure this. Bankers like them, businessmen. So this is rare to find one of these today that's in this good a shape.
But it had a fatal flaw.
Yes, it did not accommodate the newfangled contraption that William Wooten said would never last, the typewriter. So people quit buying them, which made it valuable today because there are so few of them. So we're proud that we have one of these, and this was Mr. Moore's.
That's pretty great. And then one other curiosity we definitely have to talk about is something that you said you saw on the Antiques Roadshow right when you first started here.
Yes, it's this Kaleidoscope. It was the very first item that they appraised. This was missing. This turns the color. This is a candle holder, and they appraised theirs at $1,200, so I don't know what this one would be worth. It's complete.
Wow. Well, and you look through it, right?
Yeah,
it's like a kaleidoscope that we know today.
But they used, instead of colored paper like today, they're colored bottles of oil and colored glass, which is on the end of it there. You can see they're just broken glass and bottles of colored oil. Wow. That made the colors in there.
And they had the flame behind it. And
yeah,
so
the flame would make it flicker in there and really give it a unique. I've done it a couple times with the flame. It really does look impressive.
So cool. So much to see here. Let's go check out another room.
All righty.
We're in the servants' quarters and we're looking at some old quilts here, which is perfect because you guys are having a quilt-themed event coming up this summer.
Yes, Quilted Keepsakes 2014. We just change the date every year, same theme, and we feature quilts from the area. Sometimes there is a theme. One year we had a lot of Lincoln quilts around him, so we kind of called it that. But generally they're just old-fashioned quilts. Some are old, some are new, some are borrowed, some are blue.
Quite literally.
But we have a lot. We have about 50 we put up in the house. And so it's always fun, and we display them differently. A lot of places just put them on racks like this.
Sure.
We put them on the beds, the sofas, hang them from the doors. So it gives it a better look when you're going through and looking at the quilts rather than just straight racks in a row.
And another opportunity for people to come out, Kite Days,
yes,
which is coming up real soon.
Definitely. This Saturday the 17th, the Red Cross, it's their second year. We used to have it for many, many years. It went away. Now the Red Cross has brought it back. And it was very well received last year, so we moved it to May Days this year, hoping that will bring in a bigger crowd.
Well, and this is a great place to come and visit. You're coming for May Days. This is the place to come and see the C H Moore Homestead. Larry, thank you very much.
Thanks, Matt.
Larry Buss is the executive director, and we'll put a link to the C H Moore Homestead website on ours. Just go to ciLiving.tv.